And next to him, looking equally pleased with himself, was my father. Family reunion, my dad said, closing the door behind them. Just like old times. I froze, my arms still around my brother's shoulders. My dad and Larrington stood there like some twisted team-up I never saw coming. My mind was racing, trying to figure out how to get us both out of here safely. "You two know each other?" I asked, trying to buy time while I slipped my hand into my pocket, feeling for my phone. My dad laughed. "Your professor reached out after your little internet stunt. Turns out we have a lot in common. Both of us dealing with ungrateful kids who don't know their place." Larrington nodded. "Your father understands respect. Something you clearly never learned." I could feel my brother trembling beside me. I squeezed his shoulder, trying to reassure him. My phone was in my pocket, but I couldn't exactly pull it out and call for help with him watching. I needed a distraction. "So, what's the plan here?" I asked, trying to sound braver than I felt. "You can't just keep us here. We're going to have a family discussion," my dad said, taking a step closer, about consequences, about loyalty, about keeping family business private. I backed up, pulling my brother with me. "This isn't exactly private with him here." I nodded toward Larrington. "Richard is a friend now," my dad said. "He understands what it's like when someone tries to ruin your life with lies." Richard was scanning the boathouse like he was looking for something. "Where's your little friend?" "The teaching assistant. I thought she might show up, too." "I came alone like you asked," I said, still backing up. "Zoe helped me carry everything to Amber's car when she came to pick me up." I felt like I was being watched the whole time, scanning every face, every car. Amber's place is small but secure. 3rd floor, good locks, and her roommate, Darius, is this huge guy who plays football. I feel safer here than in my dorm, but I still jump every time someone knocks on the door. I've been sleeping on their couch, trying to keep up with my classes online as much as possible. The Title IX coordinator emailed me this afternoon. She wants to meet tomorrow to discuss next steps regarding Professor Larrington. I'm nervous about going back to campus, but Amber and Darius both offer to come with me. Strength in numbers, I guess. I've been checking my phone constantly. Part of me is terrified I'll get a message from my dad. And part of me is terrified I won't and he'll just show up somewhere. I keep having flashbacks to when I was a kid, how he would act all normal and charming in public, then turn into a monster at home. No one ever believed us because he was so good at hiding it. My therapist squeezed me in for an emergency session over Zoom. She reminded me to breathe, to focus on what I can control, but it's hard when it feels like my life is spiraling. She suggested I document everything, which I've been doing obsessively. Every weird notification, every suspicious email, every time I think I see someone who looks like my dad or Professor Larrington. The comments on my videos are still blowing up. Some people are saying I should sue the university. Others are offering to let me stay with them, which is nice, but also kind of scary considering I don't know these people. A few trolls are saying I'm making it all up for attention, which makes me want to scream. Why would anyone make this up? I got a weird email tonight from an address I didn't recognize. It just said, "You should be more careful about what you share online." No signature, nothing else. I reported it to campus security, but they just added it to my file. I'm trying not to panic, but it's getting harder. My brother called me from my aunt's house. He's only 15, but he sounded so grown up. He told me he was proud of me for standing up to Dad, for making the videos. He said he wished he was brave like me. I started crying because I don't feel brave at all. I feel terrified all the time, but hearing him say that made me realize. We left immediately. Amber wanted to report it, but what would we say? That a professor was having coffee at a public place. It wasn't illegal, just terrifying. Back at the apartment, I found a note had been slipped under the door. Plain white paper typed message. Family matters should stay in the family. No signature. Darius wasn't home yet. Amber called the police, but they just took a report over the phone. Said there was no explicit threat, so not much they could do. I was starting to feel like I was losing my mind. Was I overreacting? Was this all just coincidence? But then I remembered my dad's words was in court. "I'll find you." And I knew this was real. The danger was real. That night, someone tried to get into the apartment. We heard the doorknob rattling around midnight. Amber called 911 while Darius grabbed a baseball bat and stood by the door. By the time the police arrived, whoever it was had gone. The officers looked around outside, but didn't find anyone suspicious. They suggested we get a security camera. I couldn't stay there anymore. I was putting my friends in danger, but where could I go? My mom and brother were hiding at my aunt's. My other friends all lived on campus, which wasn't safe either. I felt trapped. The next morning, I got an email from an address I didn't recognize. The subject line was, "We need to talk." The message was brief. I know what Lincoln did. I have proof. Meet me at the library, third floor study room, C 2 p.m. today. Come alone. No signature. I showed Amber and Darius. They both said it was obviously a trap. But what if it wasn't? What if someone really did have evidence? I needed something concrete to take to the Title IX office, to the police. Something they couldn't ignore. We argued about it for an hour. Finally, we came up with a compromise. I would go, but not alone. Darius would come with me, but stay nearby, not in the room. Amber would wait OU.